Update: I think my 23 male best friend's 24 male fiance hates me, and I don't know why. Original post: I never thought I would find myself in a situation like this, but here goes. My 23 male best friend's 24 male fiance hates me, and I don't know why. For the purpose of this story, I will call him Finn. A little backstory: Finn and I have known each other since we were in the 6th grade. We grew so close from there that he had grown to be part of my family and I was a part of his. Around the summer of my 10th grade year, I came out to my parents as gay. Let's just say that they didn't take it too kindly, and I ended up disowned, but that's a story for another day. Gonna start it off and say I've never had or teased any romantic feelings towards Finn. To make a long story short, Finn's family happily took me in and treated me with nothing but kindness. When Finn and I graduated from high school, he went on to work under his father while his parents helped me to pay to attend college. During my time away for college is when Finn met Sarah, 27 female. I believe it was my 3rd year of college when I finally got to meet her. It was during a family dinner. I greeted her warmly and tried to make my best impression because she's my best friend's girlfriend. When I went to shake her hand, she looked at my hand in a weird way. I don't want to say disgust, but I'm not sure how to describe it. I felt a little bummed, but it was whatever. Maybe she's just nervous. After that school break, weird things started happening, like me and Finn's messages randomly being muted or my number randomly being blocked on Finn's phone. At one point, it got so weird that Finn contacted AT&T to see if it was a glitch or something. Obviously, I'm guessing it was her, but I would never accuse someone without any hard proof. Plus, I'm like 2 states over at that time, so I literally had no proof. Things got even worse when I moved back home after finally graduating from college because I have so much respect for their relationship. I never tried to make plans with Finn. If we went out at any point, it was because he was sure he had nothing planned and he would set the date and everything and then let me know. This worked fine until it didn't. I want to clarify that we got to hang out about 2 or 3 times a month for about 3 months. After those 3 months, that's where things started getting weird. On the days where Finn and I planned to meet, Sarah would call him and have some sort of situation literally about an hour or less from the time that we would be meeting. She would say things like, she's having car trouble, she's feeling ill, or she is lonely and needs him. I never felt right trying to stop him from going to her if he needed to. He would say he didn't, but just to avoid anything, I'd cancel on him just to make him go see her. Surprise, there would be no car trouble, and all of a sudden she felt so much better. Eventually, Finn and I stopped hanging out as much because it just got annoying, for me at least. We would see each other at family gatherings, but that would be about it. Fast forward to January of this year. Finn proposed to Sarah. Everyone, including myself, had been over the moon for them. Who wouldn't be happy to see their best friend tie the knot with someone they love? Let me be the first to say this has been the shittiest time ever. To start, she puzzled everyone by immediately making a post on her Instagram story with a picture of her and Finn. She captioned the picture, "Better than the rest," and with a kissing emoji. This led me and Finn's older siblings asking him if he cheated because who's the rest? Finn responds that she's just too excited to make sense. That made no sense to me either, but not my circus. With their wedding coming up soon, their planning has been nothing short of a nightmare. Her family, for some reason, doesn't want to help with the cost of the wedding, which isn't their obligation, so I get it. But we as a family decided to all pitch in and help them get the best wedding possible. After everything had been covered, there was only one thing left. Who would be at the wedding party? We knew that there would be one since she talked so much about it. Finn only had one request, and that was me being his best man. She initially agreed, but after a few weeks she came back and said that me being the best man won't be possible because she wants that spot for her brother. This caused some trouble for them, and things were almost called off until I had just talked to Finn and was just like, it's fine, just let her have it and enjoy your day. Don't let me be the person you lose what you two have. Of course I was upset about it, but I would feel worse if things went south because of me. I would say that was my biggest mistake, as now it feels like she is flexing her power. Recently, during another family dinner, she brought up seating and shower us a few pictures. Why would I not be surprised that she sat me at a table away from those I would call my family? When she showed us, I got a few glances from Finn's parents and siblings, and damn, I might be a doormat, but I was just fine with it if the wedding still got to happen. My problem is I just want things to be fine, if not good, between me and her. I don't know if it's because I'm not related by blood or she's homophobic or whatever it may be, but I don't want this to be a constant thing. I hope that with time things would get better, and they really haven't. I'm hoping things get better after the wedding, but I'm not even sure. I don't want to talk to anyone close to us and start something, and I'm really considering going low contact with Finn if this solves the issue. But I don't really know what I'm doing here. How do I go about this while protecting my relationship with Finn's family, my friendship with Finn, and not destroying his relationship? Now for the comments before reading the update. My guy, sit Finn down and tell him everything you told us in this post. Tell him you were pretty sure his fiance doesn't like you and never has, and just ask him if he is aware of that, and ask him if he knows why. This is a fair ask. You have been more than courteous and respectful. You've handled everything up to this point wonderfully, and now you need to have an honest conversation with your best friend. You owe this to yourself. But it's not just about you. Fiance's problem could be with you, or it could be that she is a controlling nightmare, and this is more about isolating your friend from his friends. Your friend might end up being a victim of a bad relationship here because you didn't speak up. I had a bad relationship a few years ago. It was a nightmare to get out of. Apparently my family all hated the guy from the moment they met him. They never once voiced their concerns to me. If they had, I know I would have seen the red flags way sooner, and I would have reevaluated my relationship with him sooner too. It's not their fault I was in a bad relationship. But the truth is, I was in that relationship way longer because nobody pulled me aside and spoke their mind. When I found out that everyone hated him but didn't say anything, I felt like shit. I felt like my family didn't care about me enough to speak up. It felt like they didn't support me or care about me. If you don't say anything to Finn, down the line, he may not see this as you supporting him in his relationship. He may see this as you not caring enough about him or your friendship to voice your concerns. I'm going to talk to Finn soon. I realize that being idle about the situation could do more harm than good, especially for me. Hey, sorry this happened to you, but I want to add something. My best friend was in a shitty relationship with a horrible guy, and I never wanted her to date him. First time I said something was when they were fighting publicly and she was crying, and this was something like 2 years in, and even later I didn't speak that much, although I was always aware of what was happening. My reason, and maybe is the same with your family, to never say something is because I knew she was wearing those damn pink glasses to never see anything, and it won't work if I say something. But she could stop talking to me about the issues or not wanting to talk with me at all, so I preferred to be close and only speak when I thought she was receptive. Probably your family felt the same way. They didn't want to lose you by you choosing your partner. What did Finn say about the seating arrangement? I don't honestly think that you can keep the relationship with Finn or his family unless you talk to them about what's going on. And even then, you may still lose them, but at this point, you're on the losing end, so what do you have to lose? Once they get married, it will only get worse. This will not get better, and I hate to say that to you, but it's the truth. You said that they're your family, so talk to them. Leave Finn out of it for now and talk to his parents and siblings. They may be wondering what's going on as well. And I really need you to think about this last part. Finn is supposed to be your best friend, and you have essentially blown him off on hanging out with him and being his best man. Did you ever think that maybe he thinks that you don't want to be friends with him anymore, or that you're distancing yourself from him? You're trying to make their relationship work by essentially demolishing your relationship with Finn. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he feels like his best friend has abandoned him during one of the most important times of his life. Maybe you should actually talk to Finn. For all you know, she could be telling him that you don't care about him, and you not fighting to spend time with him or to stand beside him on one of the most important days of his life just verifies her claims. You really need to think about that. Now for the updates. Update 1. So yesterday I posted about problems I'm having with my best friend's fiance. After receiving a ton of great advice, I figured that I would at least speak to one of Finn's family members or Finn himself tomorrow, since that's when we meet for dinner. But I was a bit surprised when Finn dropped by my apartment today. I was spooked at first with me making the Reddit post and thinking that he had seen the post and was here to confront me. Luckily, he said that he was just in the area and decided to stop by. There was the initial small talk you do when someone comes over, and then a good 20 minutes of us daydreaming about the food we were having tomorrow, LOL. But then I remembered someone saying I should show Finn the Reddit post. I learned that the more I waited, the more distance there would be when things came to a head. I guess he noticed my hesitancy because he asked me what's going on. As much as I wanted to say nothing and keep letting the issue stay where it is, there would be no point of me coming on here asking you all for help. I pulled up the Reddit post on my laptop and showed him the post. He read the post about 3 or 4 times, which made me nervous again since time was going on and he had just been staring with no reaction for so long. After a while he asked, "Is this it?" I can't even explain how fast my heart sunk. I thought he was about to downplay the situation, even though I would say that the two of us have always been understanding of what each other was going through. He read through the comments of the post before he sat the laptop down. I want to thank you guys so much because the conversation that followed had me floored. I would say almost everyone who had given me the suggestions were correct in some way. Anyway, the conversation went like this. Finn, have I ever made you feel like this was something you couldn't tell me? Me. That's a very difficult question to answer. Not directly, but your happiness played a huge role in me just brushing it under the rug. Finn, you should have told me this a long time ago. Don't you think I would want to know about this? I thought things were going fine. Finn, there is a difference between you being considerate of my relationship with Sarah and you letting me be stupid enough to let her run over you and our friendship. After that, I had to ask him if he really saw nothing going on. He said he really felt pissed off about the entire wedding situation, but he chalked it up to her just wanting her day to be how she imagined it. I made sure to remind him that it's his day as well, which honestly something I should have said back when I was removed from best man. I then asked him if he had any idea why she acts that way towards me. I'd never met the girl, so it puzzled me how she could be so towards me. Me, thinking it would be a little petty reason that could easily be fixed, right? Wrong. Whoever said something about a drunken confession or something of the sort, you would be right. Apparently, during my time in college, Finn got closer to some people who went to our high school. This led to him meeting Sarah as well. He said that before he and Sarah started dating, it was one time where they had all decided to hang out and had been playing some sort of drunken confessions game. I've never really been to parties like that, so I don't know how those work. Anyway, he started rambling for a bit before I asked for him to get to the point. In whatever effed up way it happened, he remembers saying something along the lines of, "I wish my name was a girl." Not blaming him, but there is no way you said some crazy stuff like that. I almost thought he was joking, but he had a stone face. No wonder she hates me. And that makes me wish I would have spoken up sooner. I told him how whatever he said was not okay. I also told him that if he knew he said something like that out of everyone, he should have known that she would feel this way. He tried to excuse it by saying that he thought no one would remember and it was just something that would pass. Let me clarify that Finn and I have never had anything going on. I don't even know why something like that would be said, and it feels unbelievable to me. Now I can sort of understand where Sarah is coming from, but then again, if this guy were to say something like that, why would you even go after him? If you do end up with this guy, why are you going after the person who he said those things about like it's their fault? If there was a problem that obviously Sarah felt some way about, she should have talked to him or even me, and we could have spoken about it. Says the guy who sat quietly for this long, I know. Anyway, to sum it all up, the rest of our conversation, we ended up understanding that there is a problem that at least he and Sarah needs to address. He told me that he would call later today after they sit down and have a talk. Every so often I laugh because what kind of confession is, I wish he was a girl? Dude, no. Before anyone asked, no, I didn't ask him if he still felt that way because that's just a can I don't want to open. I will be sure to update you all whenever he talks to Sarah, and hopefully we can find some sort of common ground. Update 2. So I guess it's safe to say that the wedding is off. On Friday, I came here with the problem of my best friend's fiance hating me. After getting a ton of great advice, I was able to speak to Finn when he dropped by the next day. We spoke for a really long time, with some really weird things being said. Check previous update. Anyway, after Saturday, Finn told me he'd call me that night after he spoke to his fiancée, Sarah. Well, that never happened. Sunday dinner rolled around and everyone came by. I knew he had spoke to Sarah because she was giving me a death glare from across the table. All right, now you're starting to piss me off. We get through dinner and now everyone had just been in the conversation. At some point, Finn pulled me and Sarah outside to the backyard. There was a long silence, but then Finn cleared his throat and then the conversation went something like this. Finn, do it. Sarah, I already told you I'm not doing anything. Me, what does she have to do? Finn, she needs to apologize about everything so we can all be fine. Sarah, I did nothing wrong. Your relationship is weird. My name is weird. His relationship with your family is weird, and I should be the one making you apologize. Me, I get why you're upset, but things Finn said in the past are not my fault, and I'm sure there are some things people say where they're drunk that they don't. So at this point, Sarah got red in the face and just began screaming. Watching this play out in real time, the first thought in my head was, she needs an effing exorcism. Most of what she was saying couldn't even be understood, but I made out some things like, he effing knew, and why would you tell him you said that? I knew you two had something going on. What the F? So at that point, Finn's parents and siblings had finally come outside because of Sarah, and they asked what was going on. I tried to explain, but Sarah just starts screaming that I'm a dirty dog that needs to be put down. I guess to cool the situation down after a little convincing, Finn's mom is able to get Sarah into the house. Finn's sister also went inside with them, leaving only me, Finn, Finn's older brother, and Finn's dad outside. I explain my side of the story and then Finn explains his side. We spoke about the talk Finn and I had at my apartment on Saturday. He received some teasing for the weird comment he made about me, but the conversation became serious again. Eventually, Finn's mom and sister come back outside. They say that Sarah is in the bathroom cleaning herself up. His mom starts the conversation with, "Are you two messing around?" I'm effing floored. I fill her in on everything she has yet to know. I tell her that I've never flirted, kissed, or doing anything else that was not platonic with Finn. I'm guessing Sarah was listening in through the back door instead of just coming out because as soon as the words left my mouth, she came out screaming at me that I'm a liar. I ask her at what point have I ever made her feel like I'm chasing after Finn. I am helping to fund their damn wedding. Finn parents are trying to help her understand that everything is being misunderstood, but she isn't having it. She kept yelling until the point where Finn had to pull her aside. It started off as a yelling match between them, but then things finally began to calm down and I thought she understood and we could talk it out. Right? Wrong. Color me effing surprised when she walks back over like everything is fine and slaps me. After the long period of silence and shock, I was just done and I was like, I'm out. Finn and Sarah began yelling at each other again, but at that point, I couldn't have cared any less. I head back inside to grab my things because I'm done with the situation. Eventually, Sarah screams at Finn, going from calling him names to her saying, I'm sorry and give it back. Finn yelled at her to stop. Hell, even I was scared and I didn't even do anything. He then said something like, I let you have the wedding how you wanted. I've never given you a reason to doubt me. The fact that you're just yelling and screaming here like a toddler is honestly something I'm not looking for in a partner. You make up this fake scenario in your head, and why? What good does that do? You're pissed about a comment made at a party before we even dated, and that is crazy to me. You won't even apologize. You won't listen. I should take the ring the moment you slapped him. Nobody in the house has ever disrespected everyone else like you've done today. Finn came inside as well and began grabbing his things. He told his parents that he is going to sleep in his old bedroom upstairs for a few nights, which they were fine with. I knew Sarah had driven over with him, and before anything, no matter what they went through, he should make sure he gets her home safe. After I spoke to him about taking her home, he agreed. Everyone had finished grabbing their things around the same time, with me, Finn, Sarah, and his siblings all heading to our cars at the same time. The entire time I was surprised but not interested when Sarah began apologizing to me. I mean, I didn't even want her to apologize in the first place, but just treat me with the kindness I offered to her. Why did we have to go through all of this for you to realize that you're just being downright nasty? I'm not sure if she's been cheated on in the past or if it's some kind of trauma or something, but it's also not for me to figure out. Finn ended up dropping her off, and I'm guessing he called me by the time he got back to his parents' place. I didn't even answer because I was just tired and the entire confrontation drained me. It definitely could have went better, and I hope that this would be something that could be easily fixed. Instead, it destroyed a relationship, which I feel shitty about. It's Monday afternoon, and there's still no word on if Finn and Sarah have even spoken to each other this morning. I haven't spoken to anyone this morning either, but Finn did send me a few TikTok videos. I think it's just sad because even with the way she treated me, I think their relationship was a beautiful thing, and it sucks that things such as jealousy and misunderstandings can be silent killers to a relationship. I thank you all for the advice and for pushing me towards talking to someone about this. I wish things could have ended differently. But as some of you said, this should be a wake-up call towards both Finn and I. I'm not sure what will come of everything. Maybe they will reconcile eventually, but I think for now the wedding may be off. That's all for today. If you're enjoying this story, please like the video and share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you.